This video we will see exercise 8.3 of comparing quantity. See our new topic, that is cost price. The price at which an article is purchased is called its cost price. Now the selling price at which an article sold is called selling price. Or further we can say that the price which is printed on a product, any product, now if whatever the at what price the retailer or a wholesaler used to purchase from the company, we can say that it is the cost price of such product. Now the price at which the such product sold in the market, including the additional charges and all, is known as selling price. Now dear student, if the selling price is more than the cost price, then we can say that the seller is said to have a profit or gain. That means the profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Now if selling price is less than cost price, then we can say that the seller is said to have a loss. That means the loss equals to cost price minus selling price. Now how to find the profit percentage? That is profit multiplied by 100 divided by cost price. How to find the loss percentage? Loss multiplied by 100 divided by the cost price. Start our exercise 8.3. Tell what is the profit or loss in the following transaction. Transaction means buying and selling of goods and services. Also find profit percent or loss percent in each case. Suppose if there is a profit in the transaction, we have to find profit percentage, and if it is a loss, we have to find loss percentage. Now gardening shear bought for rupees 250 and sold for 325. Now dear student, gardening shear which is bought at rupees 250 and which is sold for rupees 325. So it's from this figure we can say that here 325 is more than 250, means selling price is more than cost price. So we can say that SP is greater than CP, therefore profit equals to SP minus CP, means from greater value you have to subtract smaller value, that means SP minus CP, that is 320 value of SP is 325 minus 250, you will get 75, means there is a profit of rupees 75 in the deal. Now when you will find the profit percent, the formula is profit divided by CP into 100. Now the profit in the transaction is rupees 75 divided by the cost price which is 250 into 100. When you will do cancellation, 0 and 0 cut. Now 25 3s are and 3 10s are 30% profit in the transaction. Now the next one is a refrigerator brought for rupees 12,000 and sold at rupees 13,500. Now obviously here also 13,500 is more than 12,000. 13,500 is the cost selling price. Your selling price is more than cost price, so we can say that it is a profit. There is a profit, means we can say that profit equals to SP minus CP. SP is 13,500 minus 12,000, you will get 1,500 profit. Now let us find profit percentage, that is profit divided by CP into 100. Now profit is 1500 divided by cost price, that is 12,000 into 100. When I will do cancellation, at the end you will get 25 by 2, that is 12.5. There is a profit of 12.5. Now the next sum is a cupboard bought for rupees 2,500 and sold at rupees 3,000. Here also if we see 3,000 is more than 2,500. Obviously that selling price is more than cost price. If selling price is more than cost price, then there is a profit in transaction. We can say that profit equals to SP minus CP, means 3,000 minus 2,500 gives 500, means there is a profit of rupees 500. Now we have to find the profit percentage. Now profit percentage equals to profit, whatever the profit is there in the transaction, divided by CP into 100. So there is a profit of rupees 500 divided by cost price is 2,500 into 100. So when we will do cancellation, 0 0 cut, 25 20 is a 500. So we can say that there is a profit of rupees 20%. Now the next one is a skirt bought for rupees 250 and sold at rupees 150. Now dear student, here 250 is the cost price and selling price is less than the cost price. The thing which is bought, the skirt which is bought at rupees 250 and sold at rupees 150, we can say that there is a loss of rupees 100. So here cost price is more than selling price, so we can say there is a loss. That means the loss equals to SP minus CP. Sorry, CP minus SP. So CP is 250 minus 150 gives 100. So now we have to find the loss percentage, loss divided by CP into 100. Whatever the amount of loss is there, that is 100, divided by cost price, that is 250, multiply by 100, 0 0 cut, 25 4s are 100 and 4 10s are 40. That is a loss of 40%. Let us see main question number 2nd. Convert each part of the ratio to percentage. Now here, dear student, here ratio is given, that is 3:1. 3 to the ratio 1. The sum of the total part, if we count, that is 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now we need to find the percentage of first part, then the percentage of second part. Because here it is said that we have to convert each part of the ratio, both the part. Now the first part of the ratio, that is 3. Now to convert it into percentage, we have to multiply this 3 with 100 and we have to divide it with the total of both the number in the ratio, that is 4. Now 3 multiplied by 100 divided by 4, that is 4 25s are 100 and 25 3s are 75. So we can say that this is 75% of whole. Now the second part of the ratio, that is 1 multiplied by 100 and divided by 4. So 4 25s are, that means 1 25s are 25%. So we can say that second part is 25%. And when you will count both the percentage, that is 75 and 25, you will get total 100%. So out of 100%, we can say that 3 is a 75% out of whole and 1 is a 25% out of whole. Now the next one is 3:2, 3:5. Now the first you need to get the total of all the number in the ratio, that is sum of all of the sum of the total part, that is 2 plus 3 plus 5 gives 10. Now let us find the ratio of first part. That is first part of the ratio, that is 2 multiplied by 100 divided by 10. So 0 0 cut, 2 10s are 20. Then the second part, that is 3 multiplied by 100 divided by 10, 0 0 cut, 3 10s are 30, that is 30%. Now the third part of the ratio, that is 5 multiplied by 100 divided by 10, that is 0 0 cut, 5 10s are 50. Let us see the next sum, that is 1:4. Get the total of both the part, that is 1 plus 4 give 5. Now find the percent of first part, that is first part of the ratio, that is 1 you have to multiply with 100 and you have to divide it with the total number of total sum of both the part, that is 5 divided by 5. 5 20 is 100, that is 120 is 20%. Now the second part of the ratio, that is 4 divided by 5 and multiply by 100. 5 means sum of both the number, 5 20s are and 24s are 80. So we can say that first part is 20%, second part is 80% and sum of both gives 100%. Now let us see the next sum in that only, that is 1:2, 2:5. Sum of the total part, that is 1 plus 2 plus 5 equals to 8. Now let us find the percent of first part of the ratio, that is 1 you have to multiply with the 100 because we are converting this first part of the ratio into percent. 1 multiplied by 100 and divided by the sum of all the number, that is 8. Now 8, that is 4 2s are 8 and 4 25s are, then 25 upon 2 gives 12.5%. Then the second part of the ratio, that is 2 multiplied by 100 divided by 8. Again same condition, 4 2s are 4. Now 2 4s are and 4 25s are, here you will get 25%. Then the ratio of the third part, that is 5 multiplied by 100 divided by 8, that is 4 2s and 4 25s are, means 5 25s are 125, 125 divided by 2 gives 62.5. And when you will make a sum of all the 3%, you will get how much? 100%. Means 62.5 plus 12.5 is 75%, and 75% plus 25% is 100%. Now let us see the another sum. The population of a city decreases from 25,000 to 24,500. Find the percentage decrease. Dear student, it's a very simple sum. Now from this we can see that there is a decrease of 500 of people. Now percentage decrease. First you have to find the amount decrease. That means that is a 25,000 minus 24,500, that is 500 people decrease. There is a decrease in 500 number of people in a city. Means the population decreased by 500. Then you have to multiply it with 100 and divide it by the original amount or original number of original population or original whatever the amount or you can write population also. Now dear student, after subtracting we got the differences of 500. When you will divide it with the original population was 25,000, divided with 25,000 and multiply it with 100, because we are finding the percentage. When you will do cancellation, 0 0 0 0 and 0, 5 5s are 25. Now here 5 2s are 10, means 2%. We can say that there is a decrease of 2% population. Okay, so you can write 2% population decrease in a city. There is a decrease of 2% population. See the next sum. Arun bought a car for rupees 3,50,000. The next year the price went up to 3,70,000. What was the percentage of price increase? Now dear student, here the current price of a car 3,50,000. Now if we see that this is the price of last year, the next year the price went up to 3,70,000. So from this we can say that price rise, there is a price rise of 20,000. So what percentage of price increase? So we need to find the percentage of price increase. Now percentage increase, you just write down amount increase, means differences of both, that is 3,70,000 minus 3,50,000, divided by original amount. Original amount was 3,50,000, multiply by 100. Whenever there is a need to find out the percentage, we have to multiply it by 100%. Now the difference gives 20,000 divided by 3,50,000. when you will do cancellation. So now here 5 7s are 5 20s are, then 20 into 2 40, 40 divides 7, that means 7 5s are 35, 35 plus 5 40. So we can say that there is a increase in price of 5 integer 5 by 7%. Percentage increase at the rate of 5 integer 5 by 7%. Now let us see the next sum. I buy a television for rupees 10,000 and sell it at a profit of 20%. How much money do I get for it? Now it's very simple. Your cost price is given 10,000 and I need to sell it at a profit of 20%. So just you need to find the 20% of 10,000, that is 2,000. So if you bought a television for 10,000, add 2,000 to it, means your selling price will be 12,000. Now let us see how to solve such. Sold at profit of rupees 20%. So profit on sale, that is 20 of 10,000, that is 20% of 10,000, that is 20 upon 100 into 10,000, 0 0 cut, 20 into 100 gives 2,000. Means there should be a profit of 2,000 if you want to sell at the rate of 20% profit. So just as selling price, that is sale equals to CP plus profit. Cost price is 100,000, 10,000, add 2,000 to it, means you will get 12,000, means television of rupees 10,000 should be sold at 12,000 to get a profit of 20%. So hence he will get, that is I get rupees 12,000 for it. Let's see the next sum. Juhi sell a washing machine for rupees 13,500. She loses 20% in the bargain. What was the price at which she bought it. Here it is mentioned that there is a loss of rupees, that is a 20%. Means here whatever the amount of selling price is less than the cost price. So we have to find at which she bought it, means we have to find the cost price. Now that is the formula says that selling price equals to cost price minus loss. If there is a profit, we used to add plus profit. Now there is a loss. Now here selling price is given 13,500, cost price not there, we have to find. Loss 20% of CP is not there. Now 13,500 equals to CP minus 20% means 20 upon 100 into CP. Now 0 0 you can reduce it, 2 1s are and 2 5s are 10. Now 13,500 equals to CP minus 1/5 into CP. Now dear students, suppose if you here consider let CP be 1, so just do cross multiplication, you can find the LCM also. 5 1s are 5, 5 minus 1 that is 4, 4/5 CP 13,500. Now that is 13,500 equals to 4/5 CP. So 5 will come over here and 4 will come down. So do cross multiplication, that is CP equals to 13,500 multiplied by 5 divided by 4. So you will get cost price 16,875. Another such sum can also be done by another method. Various such methods are there. See, suppose if you consider that cost price of washing machine be X, and if you consider that CP 100 rupees, and there is a loss of 20%, that is 20% means 100 minus 20 gives 80. Means suppose if the goods sold at 80 rupees, so it gives 13,500. So at 100 rupees what will be the cost price, and here we had considered that CPB X. So just simply you do cross multiplication, X that is 13,500 multiplied by 100 divided by 80. So you will get same value, that is 16,875. Let's see question number 7. Chalk contain calcium, carbon and oxygen in the ratio of 10:3:12. Find the percent of carbon in chalk. Now student, here the ratio of calcium, carbon and oxygen is given, and we have to find the percent of carbon in chalk. Ratio of carbon is 3 out of whole. So first you need to get the total of 10 plus 3 plus 12. Total part, that is 10 plus 3 plus 12, 25. Now to find the percent, which is means 3 in the whole, 3 is the ratio of carbon in a chalk. The percent of carbon in a chalk, that is 3, you have to multiply with 100 because we are converting this ratio to percent. So 3 multiplied by 100 divided by 25. 25 is a total part. So 25 4 is 100 and 4 3 is 12. So we can say that percentage of carbon in a chalk is 12. Means 12% of carbon in a chalk. Now the next is that only if in a stick of chalk carbon is 3 gram, what is the weight of the whole chalk? Now dear student, here it is given that if in a stick of chalk, means this, if this is a stick of chalk, if the carbon in the chalk contain just 3 gram, what is the weight of the chalk stick? So we have to find the total weight of the chalk stick. Now here we found that in a whole chalk 12% is carbon. So from that we have to find the total weight of whole chalk. So let us see how to do. Now we don't know the weight of that chalk. So let us consider, let the weight of chalk stick of a chalk be X. Then 12% of X, that is 12% of whole chalk, that is 12% is of carbon, equals to 3 gram, because here in this it is mentioned that carbon is of 3 gram and the percent of carbon in a chalk is 12%. So if you consider that, let the 12% of chalk, that is X, is 3 gram. So let us find what will be the total weight of whole chalk. So 12% of X, that is 12 upon 100 into X, equals to 3 gram. So 3 will come over here in multiplication and 12 will come down. So 3 into 100 divided by 12, 3 4s are 12 and 4 25s are 100. So we can say that X equals to 25 gram. So hence we can say that the weight of the chalk stick is 25 gram. And 12% of 25 is, we can say that it's a 3 gram, which is of carbon. Let us see next question. Amina buy a book for rupees 275 and sell it at a loss of 15%. How much does she sell it for? Now here the cost price of book is 275 and it is sold at 15% of loss. So now dear student, we just need to find the 15% of 275, that is 15% of cost price of book. So 15% of 275, 15 divided by 100, that is 5 3s are 5 20s are, then 5 4s are 5 55s are, then 3 55s are, divided by 4, you will get 41.25. So we can say that 15% of 275 is 41.25 rupees. So at what, how much does she sell it for? So sale equals to cost price minus loss. The cost price of notebook is given, cost price of book is given 275. From that you have to subtract this, whatever the loss is there, that is the 15% of loss, that is 41.25. when you will subtract, you will get 23.75. so hence she sell it for rupees 233.75. Now let us see question number 9. Find the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years in each case. Now we have to find the amount, then that amount to be paid at the end of 3 years in each case. Now first principal is 1200 at the rate of 3% per annum. So now principal 1200 at the rate of 3% per annum and the time period is 3 years. So we have to find the interest first. So we have to find the interest by simple interest method, that is PRT upon 100. The principal, to find out the interest, this is the formula as per simple interest. Principal, you have to write it over here, 1200 multiply by 12 at the rate for the number of year 3 divided by 100. And 12 12s are 144 into 3, 432. Then in this amount we have to find. Amount, how to find amount? Now amount equals to principal plus interest. This is a formula to find out the amount. Principal, which is given 1200 plus 432 gives 1632. Now this is the amount which he has to pay at the end of 3 years. Then the another one is given, principal is given 7500 at the rate of 5% per annum. So how much amount he has to pay after 3 years? If principal is rupees 7500 at the rate of 5,000, at the rate of 5%, and the time period is given 3 years. To find out the interest, P into R into T upon 100 equals to principal is 7500 multiplied by rate is 5% and the number of year 3 divided by 100, 0 0 will get cancelled. When you will multiply, you will get 1125. Now the amount equals to principal plus interest. Principal is already there, so principal, that is 7500 plus 1125, which is the rate of interest for a 3 year at the rate of 5%, means after 3 years he has to pay 8625 rupees. This is question number 10. What rate gives 280 as interest? Now here rupees 280 as an interest is given. on sum of rupees 56,000, principal also given in 2 year, that is number of year, that is T also given 2. Now here we need to find the rate. The same formula you can go with, or there is another formula to find out the rate. Rate equals to 100 into I upon Pn. Now here what we will do, you can go with the same formula, that is SI, or write down interest equals to P into R into T upon 100. Here interest is given rupees 280, write down over here 280. Principal given 56,000, write it over here. Rate, at the rate we have to find that rate which is not given for the time period of 2 year, which is given, and divided by 100. Now 100 into 280, 100 will go in cross multiplication, and 56,000 and 2 will come down. So 0 2 0 cut, 0 0 cut, 56 28, 2s are 56, 2 2s are 4, that is 1/4. The rate we are getting 1/4 means 0.25%. Hence the rate of interest is 1/4 or 0.25%. If Meena gives an interest of rupees 45 for 1 year at 9% rate of interest per annum, what is the sum she has borrowed? Now dear student, here principal is missing. We have to find the principal. Now there is a direct method to find out the principal. Principal equals to 100 into I upon rate into time. Now suppose same formula you can apply to find out the rate. The rate will come over here and principal will come over here. With the same formula you can find the number of year also. You can write T over here to find out the how much time period. T will come over here and PR will come over here. So now in this particular question principal is missing, so we have to find the principal. The principal equals to 100 into I upon rate into time. The 100 into here interest amount is also given, that is 4500 into 45 divided by rate 9%, and for the time period 1 year. So 9 5s are 45 and 5 into 100 500. So hence we can say that the sum she has borrowed is rupees 500. So we can say that Meena gives an interest of rupees 45 for 1 year at a rate of 9% per annum. So how much sum she borrowed? So we can say that she borrowed 500 rupees.